Tyrael. You and everyone else who steps up the rickety little staircase to this library will find a hanging sign above the door that says Bruno's Book Bastion. You push your way inside, hear a little ding of a bell as you walk in, and are greeted to the sight of a humble library, unblindfolded.
Hello? Is there anybody here?
Yes. Yes, I hear you. Yes, I'll be right down.
I go up to the
Ooh. Sorry about that. I was so wrapped up in a wonderful book.
I could use your assistance finding a thing or two if you wouldn't mind.
Certainly. How can I help you?
I'm looking for any books about Boggs Island. And I'm also looking for any books about what are the tree thingies called from the first
The Dryads.
Yeah, not the dryads, the like the male ones. And the like dream thing that I had.
Oh, the Sylvans.
Yes. And do you happen to have any books about a magical creature called Sylvans?
Boggs Island and Sylvans. Those are some very strangely specific topics for literature. Let me look around. Let's see here. Oh. You're not looking for a romance, are you?
No, I'm not.
No, it's something more academic. Are you a scholar?
I'm a hunter. I am researching about potential hunts in the future.
Oh. Oh, yes, very well. I saw the pointed ears. I assumed you are maybe an imperial. They have plenty of reading over there. I'm a little bit envious. I've always wanted to go to Scroll Haven, but perhaps one day. No, to be quite honest with you, I can't find anything about Sylvans. I've never actually heard of them. As embarrassing as it is to admit. Perhaps, if you have any sister topics, maybe I can find something of a similar nature.
They're related to dryads.
Oh, dryads. Oh, wrong section. Let's see here. Ah, yes. Okay. The creatures of the stretch. So, the Sylvans, there's something you want to hunt?
Something that perhaps is hunting me. I'm not quite sure. That's why I'm trying to find more information about them to see what exactly they are and get as much information about them as I can.
Hmm. Well, to be quite honest, people of this city have never shown much interest in topics like that. Um, I have one book. I must admit it won't be entirely. I'm not sure if it will be entirely helpful. Um, but if you'd like, I can poke around. If you give me perhaps a few days, I can see if I can find something more specific for you.
That would be lovely. Is he
What he
offering me?
hands you, yes, he hands you this book, and it is essentially it's a book called The Creatures of the Stretch, and it is a chronicler's accounting of many encounters with the different wildlife in the stretch. Um, it's mostly about plants.
I'm gonna put it down on the table for a moment. And the book about Boggs Island?
Uh, that is, um, that's a different matter entirely. You see,
And then, ding! He pulls the door for you, Kaji. Bruno turns around.
excuse me, one moment, I'm with a customer. Um, that's a different matter entirely. You see, because Boggs Island, well, that island only appeared, what, 7 years ago? Uh, Many have not had time to visit it in those short 7 years, let alone write about it. But whisperings have been made in the literature community that it's actually being studied by Imperials right now.
Would Tyrael know that Boggs Island didn't exist before 7 years ago?
Yes. The same would go for Mayanzel, Fishboy if he were here, you as well, Tyrael. Anyone who it doesn't live under a rock would know that 7 years ago, Boggs Island appeared out of thin air in the water at the center of this land structure, and ever since, Alcatora has been at magical war with itself. It has changed the landscape.
So no one's written a book about it, I guess. I have one other question, if you don't mind.
Yes, certainly. What is it?
Being a library downtown, have you had any interactions with the Archmage Apprentice?
Oh, the Archmage Apprentice. Uh, he. I believe he was sent here on errands by his father a few times, but uh, he wasn't much for casual conversation. he was he was actually quite rude to me.
Can you describe what he looks like?
Oh, let me think. Sort of like, uh, sort of like that gentleman's height. And not kind of a skinny boy, skinny, looked like not a lot of meat on his bones, has this like long girly hair, and
Was it brown?
yes, brown hair. Um,
Did he ever talk like a holier than thou attitude?
Oh yes, quite frequently to me
You
in our short encounters.
you said that his dad sent him. Who's his
Uh,
father?
well, the archmage, the old man.
You would say they were
The
close enough to be considered father and son?
Oh, I thought they were. I mean, he spoke of the archmage like he really liked him. I thought, what it's only natural. I thought he was the heir to that whole thing. I don't really know what's going on with them. They just sort of turned up a couple years ago and started building a school, but they don't teach children. We have children who don't know how to read. I do my best, but why are we building a school if the children don't know how to read?
Oh, thank you. If you find any more information about the magical creatures that I asked you about, I'm a student at the college. If you send the book there or request for someone to come down, I'm sure I will get the information somehow.
Oh, have that little green fella come back. I think someone sent him here for a book already today.
Thank you.
He looks like a proper errand boy. You know what I mean?
I sort of ignore that last comment and sit down and open up this book and start flipping through it to see if I can find any information about dryads or sylvans or anything that might be of interest.
Okay, you start flipping through the pages.
Hey Carson, quick question.
Yes, sir.
So Boggs Island for everybody right now is like it appeared 7 years ago mysteriously, right?
Mm-hmm.
From when I'm from, has it always been there, or did it also just mysteriously appear at some point, like in history, for me?
Kaji, as you ask yourself this question, Boggs Island, in this world it appeared 7 years ago, but is that what it was like in? You start to think, and you feel as though the very action of trying to remember the world you came from gives you irritation in the mind. And suddenly you realize that your memories are a blur.
Oh, that's alarming.
As you come to this perhaps life-altering realization, Bruno turns to address you, and he catches the sight of Kafip out of the corner of his eye, and he jumps.
Ugh! Why are you standing right behind me?
Kafip just shrugs.
Okay. Sir, how can I help you?
Hi, I was sent a little small creature named Crumb with pajamas. He told me you had a book that I might be interested in.
Oh, you're Kaji. Yes, one moment. I assume you have my gold.
Kafip just walks up to you and offers you 2 gold.
Are you sure?
Yes, friend.
I take it from him. I'll pay you back one day.
Don't worry about it. Just maybe we can share the book.
Maybe we can.
Yes, here you go. I think you will find it matches the description. Well, what your little friend said you were looking for.
Thank you.
Now, Kaji, you'll find that because the DM had a whole week to figure out what book Crumb was going to find for you, there is a new chat available for everyone to view, and you will find the text in this book in that chat. So anytime Kaji would like to read a little excerpt from the Wasteland War, you need only look in the lore text chat.
That's handy.
Available to our YouTube viewers, should they pay for our Patreon wall.
Thanks.
But Bruno offers you the book, and he extends his hand out for some gold.
I give him the 2 gold that Kafib gave me.
Thank you. Come again.
I'm gonna just say hi to Tyrael real quick. Tyrael,
Yes.
how's up?
When I was on my way to Noodle Point, I encountered, well, I'm not exactly sure what. That's sort of what I'm trying to figure out. I figured I would come in here after Crumb mentioned that this was a library and see if I could find anything else that could be helpful to me, as well as try to figure out anything more about Boggs Island. I don't. You mentioned that you are new here, so you might not know that Boggs Island only is relatively new. It has only appeared 7 years ago, and no one has ever remembered the island before that, as at least no one that I have remembered, or no one that I have met. Not even some of the oldest elves remember its existence, so information on the island is fairly limited.
Interesting. When people try to remember what happened or what was before the island, does anything happen? Like, do they feel like they can't, or it's like irritation rather?
What do you mean?
Like if you tried to recount before Boggs Island.
Oh, I remember when Boggs Island was there, and I remember before it. I remember growing up as a young kid in Timberwick. Why do you ask?
Just curiosity. An island appearing out of nowhere is a very strange phenomenon.
Well,
Especially people not being able to remember much.
I've never met anyone that couldn't remember before Boggs Island. You mentioned that you were perhaps from another world or another version of the one we currently live in. Is that perhaps why you cannot remember?
I would guess so. I couldn't come to any conclusions yet. Part of why I'm trying to learn as much as I can here.
I will not mention anything, and unless the others ask.
I appreciate it, Tyrael. I think the rest of our group is at I believe it was a cantina across the road. I'll probably catch up with them in a bit.
Well, I will join all of you after I read through this and see if there's any information that I can gain.
Gotcha. That sounds good. Come to Kafib?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. We'll be waiting for you.
We'll be waiting for you.
I hold the door open for Kafib.
Thank you. He marches through with his chest puffed out. And as Tyrael continues to search for clues as to the mysterious vision she had, we blindfold. Wilbon, with your loyal companions at your back, you go into what you've been pointed out as Carlotta's herbalism shop, and you open the door and step inside to find at least one familiar face and a couple of familiar sigils being adorned. Unblindfold. The sight that you guys are met with when you walk in is one of high intensity. It is one of urgency. Barrett Justice, who came and apprehended you guys on the port, is here with 2 soldiers, and they seem to be searching the place. And he turns and gives you guys his full attention when you walk through the door.
What seems to be going on here?
State your business.
We're looking for Carlotta.
Carlotta's closed right now.
May I ask why?
The woman in the back turns around when you speak her name. You can see her. The shelves are small, so you can see her in the back. There's been an incident. She's closed.
Are you sure we can't sneak a quick word with her?
Justice. Let me not lose a full day's business. Let me speak with customers.
Are you Carlotta?
Fine. Yes, of course. You were in here yesterday, yes? You were
Of
in here
course.
yesterday? Yes. Yes, good. I have come to the back. Clear out. I can't have all these soldiers. I'm trying to do business. Trying to conduct business. Trying to make a living. Make it quick. Barrett whistles. The soldier shoulder checks you, Wilbon, as he walks by. They move for the door. Carlotta's standing with you, Wilbon, but she's just like staring over your shoulder, watching them leave.
What happened here?
Have you seen Jory? She grabs your hands. Have you seen Jory?
I have not.
Jory, have you seen Jory? She pushes past you. Have either of you seen Jory?
Since I don't know who Jory is, I cannot say yes.
Yeah, same. I have no idea.
Oh, it's those men. They're poking around here like my brother's involved in some conspiracy. He's missing, and they should be searching the city, but they're not. They're searching my shop. As if I'm hiding him under the floorboards.
What sort of conspiracy?
I don't know. They think he's involved with magic.
With the school?
No. Jory didn't want to go to the school. Jory didn't keep secrets from me. Jory wasn't involved in anything. I think he's been kidnapped.
When was the last time you saw them?
Just yesterday, and he was fine. And we were running the shop. And without him, I can't do this by myself.
Did he leave to go get supplies, or?
I don't know. That's the thing, right? And she comes over to the shelf in the corner. She opens up the cabinet, and she just starts pulling things out of the cabinet. They're falling all over the floor. Just let me find it. I'll show you. Look. She pulls out this piece of paper, and she rushes to bring it to you, Mindzel. Look, these are his field notes, okay? These are his field notes. He updates his field notes. Do you
Can I-
accept this?
Yeah, can I take a look at him? Or-
Absolutely. So when you unfurl this roll of parchment, you find it's sort of like a long list that drifts all the way to the floor, like Santa Claus, naughty and nice. But it says it's detail, it's dates, it's times, and it's places. And most of them are names you don't recognize. Of locate, it'll say something simple like down by the port or north of the east gate or something like that, and it will just say what was collected, how much of it was collected, and that's about it.
But collecting what?
Collecting herbs, flowers, residue, moss, things of that nature. Look, he left this here. He left this here. If he had gone out to collect supplies, why would he leave his field notes? He always updates them.
Were you not in shop when he left?
No, I was out dealing with customers. He's never done this before. He's never run off. He's never not come back before curfew.
Was he involved with anyone? Or...
Not that I know of. I mean, that roll of parchment is his entire life. That's his every day, everywhere he goes, and it's our work.
We'll be sure to keep an eye out for him. I know Wilbon is here for a specific reason.
Yes, Guyven himself sent me here to assist you. I wonder, was it to assist with your shop or to help find your brother?
I don't need help with my shop if you get my brother back. He can help me with the shop. We do fine on our own. I want him to come home.
Do you have any idea, like any suspicion of like places he lurked or places he was familiar with?
It's like I said, if there's a pattern to be found, it's there. But I don't notice anything strange in that.
Well, do you mind us holding on to it for now?
Do you intend to look for him?
We'll do everything in our responsibility to find your brother.
Well, let's not make too hasty decisions now.
Thank
will
you.
we? Okay.
Thank you.
Of course.
You're a hero.
Thank you.
Minzel, give me an investigation roll.
Yeah. Fuck you, Andrew. God. Fucking bitch, dude. Alright. 10, and then investigation is what? Is that wisdom? That would suck if that's true. No, I got +2, so I got 12.
A 12. As you look over this sheet of parchment, her words about what is considered a pattern. If you were to try and look over this parchment and try and devise a pattern out of Yori's movements, it is proving difficult. You're not seeing you're not seeing any place that he has visited over the course of these many months he's documented that is more than twice visited and very far apart. The only thing you would notice is that towards the very bottom, the part that's scraping along the floor, perhaps easy to miss, there is one location, there's one thing, one line of this documentation that has been drawn over with ink. Totally like crossed out, inked out,
Okay.
impossible to read.
So, Varus, since we may be doing this, do you mind taking a look at this as well and looking for a pattern of some sort? I noticed something crossed out at the bottom, but I can't really make it out.
Hi.
Oh, I'll be happy to take a look over as well.
Wilbon, let us talk. Shush.
Oh, can I get you gentlemen anything?
I'm fine, thank you.
No, I'm fine as well. Are you gonna look over it?
Yeah, I grabbed it. Do I need to make any investigation as well, or
Go ahead, make an investigation roll.
19, 21?
Hell,
21.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
19 plus 2.
Hell yeah.
Varus. Now, when you take a look at this, at these field notes, things are something is very interesting here, and it's that, similarly to what Mayenzell discovered with his 12, you see there's not a place on this list that he visited over and over or whatever. But perhaps that's not what you should be looking for, because you notice that there are these little adornments with some of the documentations where it will say, it says J plus K, and then it will say, you know, oh, east of the North Gate, found mushrooms, whatever. And then it will just say J on some of them. And you notice that there is a pattern in those, and the one that's crossed out at the bottom, if every other is just J or J plus K, the one that's crossed out at the bottom is in between two just J's, which means the one that was crossed out was a J plus K.
Carlotta, was there anybody who he went with whenever he went searching for these materials?
Oh, well, I mean, we tended to work together and work independently because, you know, it's just the two of us. We have to divide and conquer to make a business in this city. But yes, I mean, he was still learning, so he frequently went with me when we went to harvest. Why?
Well, here on this parchment, if you went with him, then you should know where this place is. He has it crossed out here.
Crossed out. She looks at where you're pointing to. Oh, that is strange. One moment. She pushes the parchment away. She goes back to the cabinet, and this time there's no searching required. She reaches in, pulls out a very similar piece of parchment, and unfurls it as she walks over, and it drags behind her. Then she holds up hers next to the one you're holding, and you see in different handwriting, she has what you can presume to be her own documentation of her gathering. And if you cross-reference these, Varus, you find that the one that was crossed out, that says J and K on the one you're holding, is written on her notes as arachnid web collected at the abandoned well, northwest of the city.
Is there any reason you might know why he would cross this out? Was it possibly too dangerous? Or anything?
I I don't understand. Maybe he spilled his ink pot. Why he wouldn't? Surely it was a mistake.
Well, at least that will give us some direction.
It might be a good place to start.
And quickly looking over it again, it says northwest.
Northwest of the city, arachnid webs collected at the abandoned well.
Well, we're gonna find your brother. We should probably head out sooner than later. In hopes that the
Oh.
rebels don't find him first.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I don't know what I did to deserve this kindness, but I know I'm in no position to make more demands of you. I just ask that you bring my brother home in one piece, please.
Of course, we'll do everything I can.
We will see what we can do.
As the Archmage's apprentice, I will do everything I can, and I'll make sure to bring these two with me.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, wonderful. And
Yes.
thank the Archmage. Thank him.
Of course, we'll do.
She breathes a sigh of hesitant relief as you walk out of the shop. Blindfold. Unblindfold as Kaji and Kafib enter
Oh my
the
God.
smirking starfish.
I look around completely confused. What? They're supposed to be... What?
A door slams open at the back. Ah. Well, I reckon someone doesn't recommend y'all stay away from the chamber pot for a while. Shut up over there. Alright. Howdy.
What's up?
Christine sits down in the corner. What would you like to do, Kaji?
I kind of like look around a bit, half expecting to see anyone from the group in here, but I just kind of make my way towards the bar.
You don't see anyone from your crew, your group, but you do see a couple of familiar faces, these two in particular. The crewmates of the ship that was involved in the disaster at the port yesterday. They seem to be enjoying a meal together.
Do you want to find a seat, Kafib, or?
Is this where your friends are?
I'm looking around, and apparently not. That is totally on me.
Okay. Well, I guess we can go.
Tyrael, you follow Kaji into the smirking starfish.
I look around as well.
I immediately go, I made a mistake.
So they're not here?
No. I guess I heard wrong.
Do you have any idea of where else they could be?
Carson, what was the herbalist name again?
Harlata.
They mentioned a Carlata.
Well, do you know where she is?
I'm pretty sure it was across the street from the library. I want to say it was an herb shop.
Well. If it isn't my stowaway. Galton looks at you, Tyrael.
That's the guy from the ship, right?
Have you gotten your
Kinda
ship
whisper to
back
her.
yet, Captain?
Ah, don't remind me. These rebels think they're tough. If I had my full crew assembled, I'd be making for high mast as we speak. Uh, looking to share a drink, perhaps?
I look over at Kaji. Do we have time?
I just kind of shrug. I'm sure if they can't find us, they'll just probably, at least Varus will check around.
Well then, I would say we wait here for them.
Did you want to share a drink with the captain?
I walk over and sit down at the table.
I kind of beckon for Kafif to follow us.
Gelton sees you coming and he slides over on this bench, but there's not a whole lot of room. He's a big man. Kafib stands at the end of the table. His eyes just like barely looking over the table, but he looks content. Is that you under there, fish boy? And Galton tries to look underneath your armor, Kaji.
No, believe your fish boy is having issues right now.
We left him in the, well, I should say he was kept in the prison cell and was not allowed to leave, unfortunately.
Damn the rebels! Locking up my ship and my fish boy. Not right.
Not right.
Right, I tell you. Sorry you... What'd they do, let you out this morning? Sorry I didn't help, I, got a deal with Barrett. Gave him my ship in exchange for my freedom. Temporarily. Working on getting that back.
We were let go last night. The Archmage's apprentice let us go.
Oh. What'd you do to gain the favor of the Archmage's apprentice? Now that's someone I'd like to be friends with.
Well, I would keep your enthusiasm a bit calm. A bit of a dimwit.
I just chuckle at that.
Such a shame. Far too many dimwits in this world. That's why I keep to the sea.
You've traveled quite a lot on the ocean. Have you ever been to Boggs Island since its appearance?
Can't say I have. No ship of the sea snake size would make it that far inland.
Have you
Have to take a schooner and well, I've never seen any gold in it.
have you met anyone that might have?
Let me think. Boggs Island. Say, who is Bog anyway? I want my own island.
I look over at Kaji and raise an eyebrow.
I just remain silent at that question.
Oh, if I don't get my ship back, maybe I'll have to go inland to see if I can dethrone this Bog. Maybe they'll call it Spitsong's Island.
Maybe.
He sips his mug. Sorry, did you ask me something?
Never mind. The dark elf over there, and I
Ah,
Point to
the other
the sky.
stowaways. Yep. What about them?
What happened to them when we were all arrested? They weren't on deck.
No, none of the sneaky little buggers hid below deck. I guess the rebels never found them somehow. And, well, they came and found me because... And Galton leans in and he whispers, I think they're mighty scared.
Scared of
Although
what?
they don't want to show it. They're strangers in a strange land. Imperials. And I think they come from high standing. So they've never been down in the mud. A place like Needlepoint. People like them get, let's say, sold. But that's why they insist on staying with me. Because I got a reputation. And people don't mess with Galton Spitsong. And they're still looking for their brother or whatever.
Well, it's a pleasure catching. I should be off to find my other companions and see what they're up to.
Well, give Spitsong a holler if you come up with anything.
I stand up and look at Kaji. I think it's about time that we leave and try to find the others.
I agree.
I go towards the door, open it, and step out into the hall.
See ya, Mr. Spitsong.
Have a good one. Nice folks. Nice stowaways.
A
Blindfold.
gesture for Kafib to go. Yep.
As everyone steps out into the bright light of day in Needlepoint. What do you guys do?
Wilbon, I don't know about making empty promises.
I don't know if I'd call them empty.
Well, we may not be able to find her brother, but maybe we can still use this experience to test out what we learned.
But we are certainly going to look, aren't we?
I kind of just ignore that. Now, where did Tyrael and Kaji go? Kaji stayed behind at that one man's tent.
Varys. Me and Kaji went into the library to do a bit of research, and then Kaji mistook where you all went, and we ended up in the tavern.
Well, Wilbon got us into a bit of a mess here.
I wouldn't say that. I would consider it more an opportunity.
Oh, we went to speak to a woman named Carlotta, and she said her brother had gone missing. And Wilbon roped us into finding him.
This would be a great
Aji,
opportunity.
make a perception roll.
This
Oh,
may not be the smartest thing to
it's
do.
actually. Well, no, wait. It's actually 0. So I have -2 perception.
Aji, you look over and you just see a dude. You see this dude sitting over here, and you think he might be kissing a mouse.
As I was saying, I think this could be a great opportunity for us to venture out further into town and practice your newly found magic skills.
Well, I may think this is stupid. I do have to agree that this may be a good opportunity to test.
What do we get out of this
No.
besides being able to?
What it sounds like to me is Wilbon would like to find a new bed in a certain someone's certain someone's herbalist shop, and that is why
Oh
we're
no,
going to find her brother.
there are no intentions there.
Well, why are we looking for this woman in the first place? We can do
That is
something
what I am
else
saying.
to gain more knowledge in our skills, but I see no way that helping this woman helps us. There's plenty of other things that we can do where we could even get paid for it.
I completely agree.
Like, I see you haven't found anything else.
We have to look around town, do we not?
Answer your question as to how this helps us. Never hurts to have a good herb. And be in their good graces.
Agreed.
Well, I never signed up for this, and it sounds like Mindell does not want to do it either. What about you, Kaji? I guess you're the deciding vote.
Was there
Ah,
any
and,
sort of...
Come on, Kaji.
Kafif, yes. What do you think as well?
If the apprentice thinks it would be a good lesson, I think we should learn from him.
Thank you, Kathib.
And Kaji?
Did she offer any sort of
No.
recompense? Like, no, like information or even money? Or...
Oh,
Yes,
I thought you
yes.
meant
If we
reward, my bad.
we will be going northwest of town to a well.
I meant more as like information as she gives us information that we might need after the job is done.
She did not, but the Sunrise Rebels were looking for him, so if we need to, I'm sure there will be some sort of reward turning him in.
That is interesting information, actually.
But are we sure we want to get involved with the Sunrise Rebels any more than we already have? So far, the only thing that they've done is put us in prison. If we do look for this man and we find him, why would we give them to him?
Ivan himself suggested we talk to Carlotta. I think we should go down this path.
Did he suggest that we look for her or that you look for her? Because he did not mention anything to me.
Well, that may have been on purpose, but I'm sure we can do this together.
Do you have...
Boris, sorry.
Go ahead.
Boris, what's your vote?
Well, I do feel for the woman losing her brother, and it does seem like it would run her.
The interesting part is the Sunrise Rebels wanting an herbalist of all things. You'd think they'd have more important things to worry about.
That is why I believe it's none of our business. In my
Curious.
experience with town royalty, it's best to move on.
Enough
Yeah.
talk. Are you coming or coming? Are you not coming or are you coming with?
Does
You going,
Tyrael
Kafif?
notice the rat?
Same with Varus.
Make a perception roll, Tyrael.
Does Varus also notice it? Because he's kind of looking in that direction naturally, anyways.
You can both make perception rolls.
Four.
Oh my god.
Jesus, no.
Some low rolls.
7.
Yo, we suck.
Lame as
7.
hell.
Tyrael,
Yeah.
you do not notice the mouse, but Varus, like you said, because you are looking at Tyrael and the mouse is within your peripheral, you would notice it, and you would just see that it just seems to be looking around aimlessly.
Well, whatever we
Kaji-
decide to do, we should figure it out fast.
It wouldn't hurt, I don't think, to check it out, at least for a bit. How far northwest was it, did you say?
Northwest of Needlepoint, I believe.
Did you give, like, a specific distance, or is it just like...
I'm sure we can find our way.
So we're
That's not very
looking
helpful.
for a man that we don't know what they look like. We don't know why they're in trouble. They're being searched for by the local government, and we have a general but not clear direction of where we're supposed to be going.
Did we
Sounds like
ever
an
get
adventure
his
to me.
name? Did we ever get his name?
Yes, he said it. It was
Yori.
Yori.
Gotcha.
Well,
At least we have that. Tyrael, I suggest if the rest of them are on board, then we ride along with them.
So Kaji, you're in.
It might be worth it to just check it out. See if we can find anything.
Fine.
If there are no signs of him being alive, then we can just turn tail.
I guess we're off to find the mystery man then.
Alright, let's go.
Carson, do I notice the mouth?
Make a perception roll.
12.
On a 12, you see the mouse, and you see that when you guys are dispelling, you're starting to walk away, the mouse seems to like look around at each of you, and then it scampers off.
Huh.
And the man over here, he leans down and he sticks his hand out, and the mouse runs up his arm, and he goes back to whatever he was doing before.
That guy was kissing that mouse earlier.
I'm gonna guess the direction is this way.
curious
That
mouse,
is not-
wasn't it?
Which direction
Carson,
is
which direction is
northwest?
I would say Tyrael and Varus, you're both equipped with the natural ability of sort of devising the cardinal directions, and you would know that with the way that Wilbon was just. Well, Varus pulls out his compass that he received as reward for defeating Greed Incarnate on Boggs Island. Our dear beloved listeners, fans will remember. And he would devise not only that the way that Wilbon was about to walk is south, but that this way would be the path to the northeast gate.
Do we all just kind of look at Wilbon as he goes in that direction?
I just don't look at all.
I was already on my way over here.
And I guess northward we shall go.
You need a hand in moving faster, Kafib.
What do you have in mind?
I kind of pick him up and plop him on my shoulder.
Big old smile as you lift him onto your shoulder. Wow. I haven't been this high since I got into the Bakarin.
Well, it must sure be a fun experience for you then.
I almost died.
I'll have to hear that story along the trip. Sounds like an interesting one.
Blindfold. You guys have no trouble getting through the northeastern gate of the city. And you find a path. Would you guys... Well, you find a path, and it leads directly northeast of the city. And you guys, Carlotta did say if there's absolutely anything you need, she would provide it for you. But you guys said, no, we're good. So you're a little bit flying blind. But that's sometimes that's just the nature of things. Unblindfold. If there's anything that you guys would like to do on the journey, if there's anything you've forgotten to do, now would be the time.
Boris.
Hmm.
When Crom talked to me earlier, he gave me this application to give to you.
Can I open it?
Oh, was that a question for me or for Kaji?
For you?
It's not closed. To read it, just hold your mouse over it.
I see.
You would recognize this as the same parchment that you wrote for Crumb, except someone has added a little note at the bottom.
I regret to inform you, your application lacks the required effort to meet the requirements to pass my apprentice application exam. Okay. I just pocket it. I'll have
What
to
does it say?
figure that out. It's just news for Crumb. And just have to help him whenever we get back. Thank you for handing me this, Kaji.
Of course.
Tyrael, I forgot to mention where we're going. They were collecting some sort of arachnid web, so
Do you have any idea what spider they were from?
I do not. But I assume we'll find out soon.
Well, I've encountered a few spiders before, so hopefully I'll have at least some idea what sort of creature we'll be dealing with.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
sure we'll be fine.
Tyrael side eyes Wilbon with like the most disgust that you can muster in a facial expression.
I just give him an annoyed look. Primarily in the eyes.
More importantly than, maybe not more importantly than finding her brother. This will be a very nice training experience for us.
Well,
did
hopefully,
I
if nothing
say?
else, we'll have maybe some spider carcasses that we can use for something.
Exactly. So, Kafib, about that story you were telling me before.
Oh, I got high as shit, man. You all continue down the path. For the first time for these three, for our heroes who survived on Boggs Island, this is the first time the three of you are leaving Needlepoint. This is the first time the three of you are venturing into, as Kaji's third card called, the world. And what awaits you is yet to be seen. That is how we'll conclude this session of Muscles and Magics.